Oh boy. You see, you have all this Afrocentrism. It's just very foolish because for the longest time, only black people could decode Shin. And now we can all decode it due to hip hop alchemy. So all the real teachers that are real, really real, all of them have a bunch of black people that hate them because they just can't. They all the demons that are like the good teachers, like Gilbert's son, Cyrus King, they all have a bunch of black people that hate them. Even their own Moors hate them because, or strongly dislike them because they're not pushing the Afrocentrism. As a matter of fact, I don't think the Gilbert son was privy to we're all the same race now due to hip hop alchemy. And that's another reason why Obama won the presidency was due to hip hop alchemy. And I've learned oh so much from Cyrus King. For example, do you know that Earth is a spaceship headed into the Milky Way? And as we go deeper into Milky Way territory, that is continuum turf. That's not reptile turf, that's not dragon turf, that's continuum turf, which is, not mostly, but there's a lot of the insectoids, you know, the same ones that destroyed Mars. You see, people, it all began on Mars. Egypt started on Mars. And then the insectoids from the continuum came and pretty much did a good job killing people. You know why? When you kill an insectoid, it divides in two. So instead of one person attacking you, now you've got two people attacking you. And then Atlantis fell because they turned the computer on. Atlantis was, all the good people accessing their superpowers, and then me and my Sith brethren came along and turned the computer on and made you all our slaves, basically. One thing I can't tell if I was originally like a robot or if I was a Sith guy or if I was. I believe I was in on it because the way Fred Pita, 359th Freemasonic degree, explained it to me was that Neanderthals had a deal with the dragons and the serpents that we would split it like 50-50 the power. And so then when we turned the computer on and destroyed Atlantis, the part of Atlantis that fell to the third dimension. So as soon as we turned the computer on, the Boaz computer, some time goes by and we got stabbed in the back by the serpents. And then right now they're only making me rich because they need me now. Because you see, before they were like, oh, you're going to be rich all the time. And now, like, I'm only rich now because they need me now. And we're about to go to London. I'm about to go to London. That's where everyone else is right now. Karen, Capricorn 4455, and Sarah Rachel Adams, the Rockefeller descendant. And we're all about to go to London now, and that's probably where they're going to turn my core on. And I know Rachel there, so she's going to obviously heal me. And so with the new man, I really don't want to rehash all the Cyrus King stuff, but I'll rehash enough to do two things: A, demonstrate how much I've learned, and B, give you guys like the TV guide version of what you're missing out on. Because you really should go to Cyrus King's videos and watch them all so you can get enlightened, but you might not have time to do that, so in which case I'll help you read between the lines. Okay, so Earth is headed to continuum territory, right? So Earth must be evacuated. All Earth slaves must be evacuated. They must turn you all into the new man. And you see, not only are they going to turn you into the new man, the transhuman, they're going to have me beat the computer so they can change it to a pseudo fifth dimension. Now, yes, I know I've said that many times before, but here's the new part that Cyrus King filled me in on, is that you're going to be liquid plasma. No more flesh and bone. You're going to be liquid plasma. And remember, they're evacuating you off the Earth, because if you watch my Hakim and Boaz computer video, at the very end you see the guy that was saying like they're gonna put you in like these pods and they're gonna shoot you off the Earth. They're gonna put you in an iPod and shoot you off the Earth, and the people who created you are now evacuating you because you're their slaves. So basically you're going to colonize space, and you're going to, I would assume that you're going to get out of the continuum territory. See, this is Earth. For the longest time, it was paradise for the demons because, well, the dragons and the serpent demons. And now it's going into continuum territory. So now they got to evacuate all their slaves because you are dragon slash serpent slash Neanderthal property. So they got to convert you all into transsexuals and evacuate you off the planet. You see, it's like they know, the dragons and serpents know that you're headed into a territory that's not theirs, and they cannot beat the continuum, because the continuum is basically no one to fuck with, since if you like try to kill one of them, they divide, and now you're fighting two people instead of one, so it's very hard. Now I'm sure they've came up with a way to kill them, but it's probably cost effective, time effective, inefficient. We all love efficiency. That's why we love microwave so much. So I'll be going to the royal palace, and they'll have me bow to the queen and say something to the effect of, I'm gonna hold you harmless, and I'm gonna serve the continuum, and I'm not gonna wage war against you, and I'm gonna sign some meaningless peace treaty and, you know, hold harmless agreement. And they don't want me, you know, helping out the 235 missing Nigerian school children. They don't want me doing anything like that. You know, they don't want me reversing the curse. They don't. And besides, I can't like win every battle myself, especially since no one's going to bat for me anyway. So, and even if you did, you know, save the missing 235 Nigerian school children, they're not gonna like. They're just gonna go back to their religion, and they're just gonna eat meat, and they're just gonna be mediocre for the rest of their lives. So Cyrus King has been teaching me a great deal of knowledge, and yeah, he's invaluable, very invaluable. And I'm starting to realize that I'm more of like a in between a Messiah seed and a Sith seed. It's very easy to, I believe Fred's main purpose was to test which I was, because when he told me that we were going to go to New York, because there was going to be like an Order of the Green Light gathering, and he was like, oh, I want you to go to New York, and he pitched it to me like if I went with him I'd become evil, so I turned it down. So that was like one of the tests he wanted to put me through to see if I was a good man or not. And the reason why he did that was because he needed to know how he needed to gauge me to see, like, so now that he's determined like that I'm a good man, he needs to put so many distractions and diversions in my way so that, and he knows that he needs to allocate more counterbalance people to me. He needs to keep me distracted. He needs to keep me from, doing things like ransoming the royal family. Yeah, not that I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but I'm saying like he knows that my hair is long because I am agreeable, and disagreeable people get short haircuts, join the military, etc., etc. And even some people who talk about YouTube information like McLeary and have no corporate job like McLeary, they still get short haircuts because they're disagreeable people. So, oh yes, and one other thing. Of course, we must insult women before I leave one more time. So, Cyrus King says it without saying it. He says, you got the Moabite woman, the original one, the one that was a hermaphrodite. So one day, the Elohim goes up to the Moabite woman and says, look, we just created man. Now that we created man, you're going to submit to man. And the Moabite woman was like, oh hell no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And the ones that remained were killed off. So basically they were like, okay, since the Moabite woman is not going to obey man, we need to create dogs to obey men, i.e. female, the women that you see today. And that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with creating nurturing doggies, but the problem you see today is that they've spun everything backwards so that they want women to go get a career and not wash my car. I'll never forget when I was in school, high school, and there was like a documentary in Greece about how the women do all the work, and there's like this sad woman like pushing a lawnmower while this guy's just like basically laughing at her. The glory days. So our civilization started on Mars in the 5th dimension. Then it went to Atlantis and Lemuria in the 5th dimension. Then they could turn the computer on. And then there's a place called Nubia. In Nubia, you had the gods, like Fred, live with the people. And the whole point was to see if they would ascend. And they didn't. Most of them didn't. They just became dependent on the gods. Then after Nubia, you had Egypt. And Egypt was when you had the gods only interact with the ruling class. And the ruling class was supposed to share the information with the profane. And they did not. So now, as you can see, we're deep into continuum territory. And now, instead of enlighten you, they're just going to change you and get you off the earth, because the earth is in continuum territory. In continuum, people are like insectoids, which that's what the Queen of England is, the insectilian lady. And her alternative host body is Dita Von Teese. And she probably has more than that. But, when I look at the Dita Von Teese pictures, I see the same facial expression that Taylor Swift has. They both have it like, I'm happy, but I'm going to eat you look at the same time. It's like a confident, demonic smile where it's completely bereft of love and compassion. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to get to a hot tub with that thing. Oh, but you know me. I'll try anything once. That's not what you're construing it to be, Ruben Angelo. No, don't do that. Alrighty then. Oh, and Gilbert, how many times I gotta tell you, beard hair is not the same composition as head hair. So by growing a beard, you're not really like, becoming agreeable. You need dreadlocks. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. I learned a whole bunch of stuff from Cyrus King, and like I said, this video you're currently watching is no substitute for going to Cyrus King's channel and watching all his videos. His videos are very suppressed, like mine. Like his videos that have a lot of views are like the ones that the dogs watch. The dogs being women. The videos he has like, how do you know if you find your soulmate, and this and that. And he's even tried to use Macalessi's subscribers to get them to watch him, and they still don't watch because it's suppressed. It's suppressed information. So you really need to go watch all of Cyrus King's videos and learn from a demon. Matter of fact, Cyrus King even said that he's a genius because he said he was answering the question like, where do I get my information from? And he answered it in a very unique and intelligent way. He said, put it this way, I knew a powerful psychic, and I had her focus on me. And as soon as she got done focusing, she called me the next day and said, I do not want to have any more business with you, because she was freaked out at all the demonic shit that she was conscious that he does or is associated with and affiliated with. Oh, and one thing I left out, which I'm really not leaving out because I'm mentioning it now, is that the reason why, you remember that video where I was at the smoothie place? My friend said he had a vision where he did mushrooms and there was a helicopter gunship in New York and all these soldiers coming and killing everyone. The reason for that is because those are dark terrestrials that are coming to possess like the bodies of the military. And for the longest time, those dark terrestrials could not come on this planet because the vibration of this planet was too low for them to come. So these dark terrestrials are going to come, and they're pretty much already here now, because at Shriner International headquarters they channel like Saturnians, and then like the Saturnians go possess the body of like a child and stab like 24 of its classmates. That was a story in the media the other day, or like last month. So these dark terrestrials will basically do the same thing, and they'll come and depopulate America. Well, they'll come and attack New York. And my friend from Bulgaria had a vision where Russia is gonna like pretty much take over Europe, and Vladimir Putin will be like the king of Europe. And so while the world will just descend into chaos, and it's 1984 all over again, where you have 3 superpowers and no superpower will ever make a compromising effort to destroy the other one. They'll just have little skirmishes to keep the people stupid and the people enslaved, just like 1984 said so. And hopefully you guys keep a good attitude while the world descends into chaos. And not only am I the king of all ascending reptilians, I will also be the king of late night television, because I had another vision and I narrowed it down to late night television. And a guy in London confirmed all this. And Mike Killuminati was asking me why I couldn't just day trade with him, and because the reason is because I hold one of the very highest frequencies on this planet, and like day trading would be just too mundane. It would just be too soul crushing for someone who is here to make the hurting cease. So why day trade when you can go to London, bow before the Queen because you have no ego, make movies, make millions, go around healing people, and then of course the profane will see me as like a god, which is exactly what I want them to think, because that way they'll listen. They'll listen to. It'll be like C-3PO from Star Wars with the Ewoks when, you know. So basically, I'll get the profane, the Ewoks, to basically do what I say, which is to, do the the raw organic vegan thing. So that will be good. I know I'm leaving out something, 'cause I know I'm leaving out. I'm forgetting something. But yeah, you gotta watch the videos of Cyrus King. And one thing that Pendragon is correct about is that I will be down here for a long time. Penn told me a long time ago, I guess he had a vision, but he knows that I'm going to live a very long time in Inner Earth, because I believe that I will be helping them reconstruct the computer and making it so that everything is liquid plasma. And of course you have the 2001 Space Odyssey when Dave becomes old, young, old, young, old, young. So I'm going to be down here for I'm going to live to 329. And of course, Rachel will be gone by 2020. Oh well. So I really think that once I give them what they want, they'll probably betray me again like they did the first time. Oh, I just remembered. Okay, Fred was telling me some crap where he's like, Jordan, when you die, you're going to go to the Gutu and get absorbed. What he didn't say, what Cyrus King said, what Cyrus King divulged, was that Gutu is an omni-lord. And you don't want to get, ideally, you don't want to get absorbed by the omni-lord. You want to get absorbed by God, the source. You want to keep climbing higher and higher in dimensions. The first 9 dimensions are material. The next 9 are, material is mother, like matter, mother, material. First 9 dimensions are material. The next 9 are masculine, or will. You have to will. And you keep going higher and higher until eventually you can get absorbed by the source. So basically life is just like one cosmic video game where the purpose is to eventually get absorbed by God and nothing but God. Now the Omni-Lord will eventually get absorbed by God, but you'll always be attached to that Omni-Lord. So it's more special and unique and victorious if you yourself get absorbed by the Omni-Lord. this is the esoteric of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh wanted to speak to God directly, but in like the book, they try to get him to have like an intermediate where Gilgamesh has to go through someone to talk to God. So you want to make it as high as you possibly can and keep on going until you get absorbed by God. And Cyrus King says that the hardest dimension to crack is the sixth. In other words, it's the hardest to go from 6 to 7. And the beast people are trapped in 5, like they're trapped in 3, 4, and 5. Someone like Pita wants me to kill him, so because he can't go beyond the 5th dimension in his current state, he would need me to kill him, which that would give him my soul energy, because when you kill something, you give it soul energy. So all the people, like, you know, the beast people, the dragons, the insectoids, all those people, they are trying to get to the 6th dimension, and they think that the computer will get, they think that turning the universe into a living computer will help them do that. And the thing is, you have to understand, there were slaves before us, we're talking light years ago, because this is all one giant equation and prescription, where the first, Cyrus King was saying that the first slave, the first new man, so to speak, was like, had metal on it, and the metal got in the way of the chi. You know, if you have like a titanium hip or a titanium leg, it gets in the way of your chi. Well, actually, I don't think titanium gets in the way of your chi, but all the other metals do. So I think, yeah, because titanium is like not magnetic, so I'm not sure about titanium. But if you are around metal, the metal is, getting in the way of your chi flowing at maximum capacity. So the first slave / new man was metal, and then we're at the point right now where we are half reptilian, half mammaloid. So when Portal Prince says we're not reptilian, well, he's got another thing coming. And once again, Abraham L., if you really think they're going to let you live, if you really think that they're just going to let you claim the Moorish nationality without actually having a Sith mission, you're insane. And if you think your daughter can outdo me in any capacity, you're insane. I'm a vampire. Let's get right into that. Cyrus King on his website was saying that, he was describing vampires, and that fits me perfectly, because vampires can be downloaded with information. That's not to say that anyone else can't, but usually when someone gets downloaded with information, they're like Rachel's state of, already having your core turned on, the 4 strands of DNA. So she was downloaded with Masonic secrets, but the thing is, she was like already online, as opposed to me, who is not online, who only has 2 strands of DNA. So vampires, they come online faster. They throw energy. They learn. The average person, it takes them like 18 years to learn how to work with their Kundalini to create fire and throw energy balls. With me, it's not going to take anywhere near that long. Vampires come online a lot faster. The vampire myth comes from Jewish mythology. The so-called Jew is a Neanderthal. That's why I'm a vampire, and it will take human blood to get me to come online, and it will, now, I won't always need human blood, but I will always need to vamp off of people. And apparently, solar magic is my weakness. So if I were to go to Africa, the solar magic they use would be it would weaken me. And so basically, my strengths are lunar magic, sex magic, drinking blood, and by the way, that's the esoteric of the solar magic being the weakness of the vampires, the esoteric of vampires not liking sun. So, yes, I am a beast. However, still kind of agreeable, and I'm still kind of a good person. So, once again, this will be like a compromise where I can't like do too much for people. I'll be able to do some things for people, so Mother Nature won't rescind my power, but I really can't like help that many people. So in the future, life will be extremely good for me. And when I say the future, I mean like, the immediate like future, probably like Rachel said before summer. So summer is officially June 21st. So before that, I should be in England. You know, all the lovely formalities. So till next time, take care. Grow your hair. Be agreeable.